Do you love to write songs, but sometimes find it paralyzing to come up with meaningful, memorable, and fully fleshed out song lyrics? For me, it can be the most challenging and yet the most fulfilling part of the songwriting process. And today, I want to share with you 5 of my most favorite techniques for creating song lyrics that you'll be proud to call your own. Well, hello and welcome to Producer Dan, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today as we talk about one of my most favorite subjects, and that's writing songs. It's a subject that's really not talked about a lot in a lot of the channels on YouTube that I like to watch. We talk about recording and mixing and producing and mastering and all of that stuff and getting the sound right, and that's wonderful. We all need to do that. But if you don't have a song, then you have nothing to record and mix and all that. So it does start with the song, and lyrics can be challenging for a lot of us, even for people who like to do it. Like I love to do it, but I'm always challenged by it, and I always feel good when it's finished, and I'm always proud of my songs in the end. So here are 5 of my most favorite techniques. The first one is don't be afraid to get inspiration from an existing idea. Our creativity is built off everything we have learned in our past. All the songs that we love, all the art we've been exposed to and inspired by, all of those things come together and give us kind of this place to start. So don't be afraid to start from an existing idea. And I don't mean plagiarize or copy someone's idea. I mean, give yourself permission to start from where you are, your experiences, and what inspires you. Books, movies, maybe a dream or your journals, something that inspires an idea to get you going. Start from a very small idea and just start writing with abandon. Just keep going and find out where that takes you, and don't be too attached to that idea because it could take you to a different and better idea on this songwriting journey, which takes us to tip number 2, write multiple drafts. By doing this, you keep your creative process moving. Use placeholders, and I love doing this. As I'm writing my verses and I can't come up with the perfect rhyme or the perfect phrase, I will put in a placeholder. It may not even rhyme, it may not even be rhythmically correct, but I'll highlight it and I'll come back to it later. And so I don't get hung up on that one idea. I don't stop my creative process, the journey of writing the song. Put contrast in your lyrics. Use different rhythms and syllables and phrasings from your verses to your choruses to your bridge. If you're using 16th notes and 32nd notes in your phrasing in your verses, then you slow it down to half notes and whole notes in your choruses. If you're holding words longer and using fewer words, the listener will feel like they've moved on to a different place in the song. I love to create bridges to a song. It's like a mystery, like a whodunit. This is where you reveal to the listener a big part of the song, maybe a conclusion or a declaration, something like that. Bring a little drama to your bridges. Bring a sudden change in the climate of the song. Make sure the listener feels like they have arrived to maybe a third and final part of the song. And I know I'm talking about very specific song structure: verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. You can add contrast to a song with your song structure. Start with the chorus first and then go into your first verse. Put a bridge after every chorus. Don't be afraid to do things like this, because that's what's going to attract your listener. That's what's going to get your listener's attention. And tip number 4 is one of my favorites, and that's to use a thesaurus. This takes me back to the placeholders that we talked about in creating drafts. Lines that you're not happy with, or rhymes that you're not happy with, phrases that were troubling or difficult to come up with. A thesaurus will give you choices of multiple words that mean the same thing. Multiple words that better describe what you're trying to say, or can give you a more clever way to say it, or can give you a more clever way to rhyme. It gives you a nice way to come up with lyrics that are a little less cliche, a little more imaginative, and it opens up more possibilities, and you might even go down a completely different road. It's not cheating. People have been using thesauruses when writing for as long as writing was writing. And that brings me to my 5th and final tip. It's using descriptive verbs. And I'm not talking about adverbs like quickly or quietly, that kind of thing. Not something that describes the verb, but a verb that is very descriptive on its own. If you wanted to use the verb ran, like he ran home, you could choose other verbs that mean run, but give it a different meaning, like he charged home, he flew home, he jaunted home. It's the verb that you choose to use that can describe a lot more of how the action was done. And that's what we want to do when writing a song. We want to use as fewer words as possible to say as much as possible. So if you can use a verb that describes the action better than another verb, that's wonderful. So those are my 5 most favorite songwriting techniques for writing lyrics. I hope they're helpful to you in your next project. Thank you very much for watching the video. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you have, thank you very much for joining the channel. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care.